It's all about openness, it's all about diversity, and it's all about really readiness to help.
During the internship, I gained a deeper understanding of project management tools. Also, I improved my communication and networking skills.
Everyone can dream of having incredible people on their team like mine.
It was amazing being like home away from home, so that's an incredible feeling.
First few minutes out of the airport, it was hot. It was boiling hot. My company 7-Eleven is located in Texas, and Texas is one of the hottest states in the whole United States. And actually, the second impression was that everybody uses cars to move from one place to another, and nobody walks. Me and my friend Alina, we are the only people on sidewalks. And if we talk about people, of course, it's all about openness, it's all about diversity, and it's all about really readiness to help. And it's something that we were expecting, but we were not expecting it to see it to that extent we experienced it, and that's nice.
Since this wasn't my first visit to the US, I knew what to expect. However, the first few minutes after stepping out of the airport surprised me with the incredible heat outside. It was almost impossible to breathe, since Texas is one of the hottest states.
After arriving in the USA, I was so much impressed of the people, as everybody was so positive, supportive, and cheerful.
So my first impressions after arriving in the USA was that I was welcomed with an open hands and open heart. My HR manager, she welcomed me at the airport and took me to my apartment, which was already fully furnished and ready for me. So I felt at home, and it was amazing being like home away from home. So that's an incredible feeling.
I was working in 7-Eleven International, which is a smaller department in a huge corporation. And it was very unusual to feel a startup spirit in a global corporation. I really like it, and it was very interesting to notice how kind of small team, a team of 60 people makes huge things. Only these 60 people are responsible for entering new market, for strategic planning in existing markets, for marketing all over these places. And when I thought about global corporations before this internship, I thought about like thousands of people in offices. Everybody has their small track and working in it. But in reality, it's not like this. And I'm, who is a fan of startups, of startup culture, really admired it. If we talk about employees, again, it's probably openness to collaboration, and no fear of asking questions, of reaching out to different teams, different colleagues, different departments, and so on.
I was impressed by the professionalism and collaboration within the team. Everyone was highly skilled, but also incredibly supportive. People were always willing to share their knowledge and help, and I'm grateful for this.
This summer, I had an exciting opportunity to work at Castleton Commodities International for 10 weeks. I was a part of the best team where I learned and improved my skills in the GPT internal chat and product management projects. These projects gave me the opportunity to develop my knowledge in a professional field and improve my skills in a large virtual team with whom, even at a distance, we worked together to achieve the best results.
So what impressed me the most about the company and its employees, the company I worked for, Casey's, is extremely welcoming, and we all felt like we are part of one huge family. So one of company's mottos is here for good, and they do everything. So each and every one of us would be able to stay there for our whole career, and our life would be comfortable there. Their office is amazing. It accommodates us all, and they cover all of our daily and basic needs, including even a kindergarten. So I think that when company does that for its employees, this means that this company really and genuinely care about what it do.
What was really unique about this internship for me is the international part, and it's always been a huge mystery for me how to decide which country to enter, or what are the possible risks, what customers expect from us, and so on. And now I understood that behind all this process is just many structural research. And there are just a list of points you need to consider, like customer behavior, like competitors in different scale of chains, let's say, because 7-Eleven is mostly convenience stores, but in some countries there are bigger stores, smaller stores, and so on. And working with different kind of metrics, analysis tools, and research tools was something very new and very precious. There are not many opportunities for junior specialists in Ukraine and even over the Europe to get in touch with such instruments, with such tools.
During the internship, I gained a deeper understanding of project management tools. Also, I improved my communication and networking skills, particularly in professional and international environment. One significant takeaway was learning how to adapt quickly and remain flexible in fast-paced environment.
Multitasking projects have become my strong point. As a product manager, I did in-depth analysis communicating with specialists from the different teams and structuring data. I had possibility to try myself in typing the code and work with data of one of the biggest merchant companies. So I understood how data scientists affecting such big companies, and it influenced me so much that I changed my field from the software engineering to the data science.
So in context of the new skills that I've acquired during my internship, is that as a software developer, I was able to learn new coding languages and develop skills in programming for databases and .NET and C#, which was on one hand extremely challenging, but on the other hand extremely rewarding, because that was something completely new for me. And my colleagues, all of them helped me along the way. So I would feel useful there, and I would see results of my hard work.
Oh, it's hard to say whether it was easy or difficult. It was rather interesting because on one hand, of course, there were many awkward moments or moments of misunderstanding. But on the other hand, it's like, those small challenges you overcome, you battle with, let's say, and it's interesting. You get to know, again, people better. They get to know you, your culture, how you perceive what they say. And probably the fact that Americans are very open, kind, outgoing, it feels easier than if it was with people who are more strict about what you say, like this.
To be honest, it was a unique experience. At first, it took some time to adjust to different communication styles and approaches to work. However, the diversity of perspective made it easier to brainstorm and come up with creative solutions. Nevertheless, working in multicultural environment helped me develop a more global mindset.
I had no difficulties with multicultural environment, so everyone can dream of having incredible people on their team like mine. Thanks to my work, I made many acquaintances, and my colleagues were very supportive, attentive, and understanding that I'm Ukrainian and a graduate student. Although most of them were older than me.
For me, it was extremely easy to work in a multicultural environment. Being from a different culture myself, I felt that each and everyone in my company and on my team were there to help me to accommodate to my new work, to my new workspace, and help me out with different things that might happen with me along the way, because almost all of them went the same road as I was walking at that moment. And that's how I actually managed to thrive there, because there were people from other cultural backgrounds, and we all worked together in a synergy.
So our internship program consisted of 50 people. Some of them stayed with us in Texas office, and some of them were with area leaders all over the United States. And we had few gathering events for all of us. Those were volunteering. Those were 2 days of hackathon, hack day, and 2 days of in-store experience where we had the chance to work in one of the 7-Eleven stores again in Texas. And most of the interns were Americans, but some of them came from different countries like India and Brazil. And again, it was really interesting to find out that, for example, Brazilians have very much in common with Ukrainians about how open they are, about some traditions like family gatherings and so on. And of course, we try to gather with each other apart from working environment, like going to Six Flags, like going partying and so on. And I hope we'll keep these connections for longer in time.
Yes, I stay in touch with several other participants and we follow each other on social media.
I did my best trying to keep in touch with other participants of internship program. Also, I was there with my fellow student, Sophia, so we were roommates there. So basically, yes, we kept in touch every single day. And with other girls, we've messaged on our chat and we shared our experiences, our thoughts, photographs, videos, and all of that.
Actually, it's hard to choose one particular memory, but if I try to think about something precious to me, I would say making presentations about Ukraine to my colleagues. And there were about 4 or 5 of them to different audiences, starting from like 2 people to 70 people, holding both online and offline. I had a chance to feel myself and to present who am I, where I'm coming from, who are my people, and so on. And I was really pleased that people were asking questions, people were really interested, and some of them didn't know about Ukraine much at all. Some of them know a lot from news. But when they listen to real stories, or to watching real photos like war-related or just about Kyiv before war, I see that they can really feel it. And it was main mission for me to make them understand and feel what Ukraine is, both before the war and now.
The thing I remember most in the sense of achievement, when we complete a major project, it was a challenging task, but the team came together and seeing the positive impact of our work was incredibly rewarding. And also I remember the vibrant social events organized by the company, which helped build relationships outside of work.
What I remember the most was atmosphere of work in the office and the amazing team that took care of interns during all internship from the onboarding and to the end, even though it is one of the biggest merchant companies.
So what I remember most from my internship was the feeling being home away from home, being connected to other people around me, and them being extremely helpful, heart welcoming, and honest and open with me.
I'm not sure if it's like funny story, but something really memorable and interesting that happened. It was a trip to Miami. As we stayed in Texas, we had not much chances to travel around the US, around our state even, but one weekend we had a flight to Miami. We spent there 1 day, and it was so amazing to see the ocean, to walk around the streets, and to see how this place is different from where we live, as it's known fact that in the United States, each state is like a different country for Europe, let's say. It was really, really interesting, and next time I would be really happy to travel more.
One funny moment was when I accidentally joined the wrong meeting and didn't realize it for a good 10 minutes. It was a different department and they were discussing things I had no context for. We all had a good laugh about it later and it became a running joke in the office.
There were many good and funny moments, but the best one was probably that Every morning I felt as Snow White because I lived in dormitory of Fairfield University, and on the way to work I met micro rabbits, deers and chipmunks. And on weekends I woke up from cries of peacocks under my window. It was like living in a petting zoo.
So I have multiple funny stories from my internship, but my favorite story from that time is that when we went on the farm that was located far from the town where we lived, we encountered a problem that we could not call for an Uber from that location. And the woman, the farm owner, she proposed us of giving us a ride back to our apartment building. And this ride took approximately almost 2 hours. And I told her that this is gonna be a very long ride. But she was like, okay, so that's 2 hours more for us to communicate. So this is gonna be fun. And it totally melted my heart, and I carry this memory with me, and sometimes I think about it and it makes me smile.
Throughout last year, I was thinking of switching gears and thinking about something new, and it was product management. It was like a great big idea of developing new products, making them grow and so on, but I really had not enough understanding of how to make it, where to start and so on. And the US was the place where I had a chance to try it. Most of the time I spent in new market entry and strategic planning teams, and it's all about development product, developing 7-Eleven brand, and so on. I'm really grateful I had a chance to gain those basic skills, to learn to work with those basic tools and so on. And now, back in Kyiv, I can implement those knowledge in Ukrainian products, searching for new opportunities here. And now I'm sure it's a vector I want to move along with.
Since returning, I've noticed a lot of new opportunities opening up, particularly in remote work and international collaborations. The internship gave me the confidence and new skills. I'm actively exploring new career growth path.
Upon arrival in Ukraine, many things has changed for better, and many career opportunities opened up for me in Ukraine and elsewhere, even though I had just finished my first year.
So after my returning to Ukraine, almost everything changed for me because I came back a totally different person with totally different mindset. And definitely I have new opportunities for my career growth, but right now I'm totally happy with the place I'm working in. But there I'm able to implement some new knowledge that I have, some new practices that I have. And so inside of my company where I currently work, I definitely see a clear path for my career growth, and I feel appreciated, and my new knowledge and experience is being praised daily.
Just be patient. I know how much you want to get there, to start everything, to try everything, but just be patient. Everything will happen. Continue your life. Enjoy the moment you are now in. Because you need to be ready that some processes don't happen fast. Sometimes company does not respond fast. Sometimes visa is not ready fast, and so on. So just, again, stay calm, enjoy your life, and when the moment comes and you're in the US, enjoy your time, ask questions, get the experience, and have fun.
My advice would be to stay open-minded and be proactive in networking. Don't be afraid to ask questions and make the most of every learning opportunity. Also, immerse yourself in the local culture and build relationships with your colleagues. The connections you make and the experiences you gain will be invaluable both in professionally and personally.
For the next group of interns, I strongly advise them not to be afraid to show themselves at work and beyond, to actively attend various events, to meet colleagues and professionals in your field and company. After all, a proactive approach to work and developing personal connections can help you understand the internal labor market traditions and will help you master new skills and make your experience richer.
Don't be afraid. Definitely apply, put your best foot forward, and try to experience everything.